out the room and have a cigarette. Everybody that stays is going to hell with gasoline drawers on, so be ready. 10 seconds. Y'all a bunch of sinners just like me, ain't you? You dirty, you good people. Nobody left. All right. I want to make sure you can hear all the words. This is about the words, this song. Can you hear me? We're going to get loud. Move in closer. Move in closer. Because we don't want it. We ain't got nobody here under 21, do we? You under 21? Your mama know you in him? If we whisper like this, then y'all know what I'm saying? Now listen, y'all may not want to put this on video. You can't show this to the grandchildren. It's about to get naked up here. Listen. Stoop down. Let your daddy see. Stay right there. Stoop down, let your daddy see. Play it again. Stoop down, let your daddy see. I said stoop down, let your daddy see. Now listen, you got something down there, baby. One the hell out of me. Now listen. 1 and 1 is 2. 3 and 3 is 6. 1 and 1 is 2. 3 and 3 is 6. I ain't so good looking, but I got a long time to live. Stoop down, let your daddy see.
Yeah, baby.
Stoop down,
Stoop down, let your daddy see.
Girl. You got something
down there, woman. When the hell out of me.
What do you get when you mix a frog with an eel? What do you get, people, when you mix a frog with an eel? I don't know neither, but the more she wiggle, the better that it feels. Stoop down, let your daddy see. Oh, it's gonna get dirty. Stoop down, let your daddy see. You got something down there, big man. Was that bad? Listen. What do you get when you mix a chicken with a duck?
Hey, everybody. How y'all doing? This is Sugar Man. Welcome to the Sugar Shack. My special guest today is the legendary, and I call him that because he is the legendary Mr. Cal David. Happy belated Dr. King Day, but it should be Dr. King Day 365. And Dr. King stood for righteousness, respect, and love. And so we should have that every day, every day. Every day I have the love. Every day, baby. Every day I have the love. But anyway, my special guest today is Cal David. We're going to have fun. We're going to have a good time. Bob Ryan, let me say my hellos to everybody before I get to the question of the day. Let's see, Nancy Lee, how you doing? Mark Keys, how you doing? Mark Sheely. Mark Sheely. My good friend Mark Sheely out in Chicago / California. He does them both. He's bi-coastal, I guess you would say. Or I guess, well, Chicago's not really, well, it's a lake. Okay, bi-coastal. Kristen Darty, how you doing? Pat Cannon, what's going on, Pat? Haven't seen you in a while, man. Deb Walton from the UK. That what I just showed you was from the 100 Club in London. That was pretty cool. Barbara Ryan, God bless you. Thank you. Yeah. Ron Brewington did an interview with me for the actors. What is it? The Actors Choice, I think it was. That was a lot of fun and very nice cat. And that was set up by my good friend Eva Marie. She's a sweetheart. Freddie Lawson down in San Diego. I just came down through that way where I cut the back way. I hate going over Alpine, so I take the 86 spray. I come up to the 86 and hit the 8 right there, the El Centro, to get on to the crib. Janet Stevens, Eric Sesseman. Y'all know that guy? The Wizard of Oz. I have to introduce to you. Philip Zeiger, waiting for you in Paris. Hope soon. Me too, Philippe. Philippe, I'm sorry. I didn't realize it was a Parisian. Philippe Abutu. So, me too. My French is getting bad. I haven't been using. Barbara Caden, how you doing? You gorgeous, sexy, tall, good looking. Barbara, good to see you. How you doing? Barbara Ryan, hello, Eric, always okay. Kent Bolts, Kim Bobbles, Kent Boobles. Kid, I hope I got that right, brother. I mean, no disrespect. I hope I got that right. Sally Caton, how you doing, Sally? Eric got something. What you blowing up there, Eric? What is that? All right. Deb Lux. Hey, Deb, how you doing? Rapid City, South Dakota. Right on. I left my custom-made mic stand in Rapid City, South Dakota, Deb. You want to ship it to me? I'll pay for it. And when we was there last time, I left it there, so I can't remember the name of the venue. But anyway, and Big Red, moi aussi, me too. Oui, merci madame, moi aussi, me too. But pas de quoi. All right, how y'all doing? How's everybody doing? Question of the day: what is the most exotic place you've ever been? And I keep doing these doubles because I always have these doubles. What is the most exotic place you've ever been? Or what is the most exotic place you wanted to go? But I want to know the most exotic place travel-wise. I ain't talking about bedroom being butt naked tied up with rope and duct tape. That's a whole nother thing. I'm talking about travel-wise. What's the most exotic place you ever been, y'all? Come on. And let me play one by my special guest here. Here's one from Mr. Cal Dave. This is called, if I'm not mistaken, it's called Shadow Across the Land. I love this. Mr. Beer.
My partner, Mike Finnegan.
Yeah!
They're all returnees.
We don't want to know. You don't want to know how long Cal and I have been knowing each other.
How long?
Since 1965. We were in kindergarten together. Actually, we met in the Poultry Sewer called the Hi-Ho Club in Wichita, Kansas.
I hope it's gone.
Yeah.
It looked like it was falling over there. All right, this is another tune that Lori and I put together. And this is called, oh, wait a minute. Can I get a little less of the guitar? Something a guitar player never says, turn me down. Right down he did.
Give me
I
a
said
couple
it.
of seconds.
14th of January.
This was, oh, I said it.
New Year's Day.
Macau, off the island of Hong Kong. Costa Rica, I like that. Across the land, love California.
It seemed like there's a shadow across the land. And it seemed like there's a shadow across the land. The wind is howling, but that ain't nothing new. Back home in Chicago, when it's always blowing through. But this earth turned to water, the heart cannot withstand. And it seems like there's a shadow across the land. And it seems like there's a shadow
All these. Yeah, the rain was headed your way. I drove to LA. I left here at 3 o'clock. My time, 2 o'clock, drove to LA, took up there. Drove back, got home about 5:30 this morning. And there was rain on the way. The rain was pouring here. 59-hour winds here last night. No sun today. That's many. Thank you, Dan. I enjoyed that show. Even the name of that club that night. We went to try to get over to see the monument, but it was all falling to rain in. Sorry, Joe. My friend, the legendary Cal David. Cal is a monster. Sorry about that. We was talking in between. Somebody said, don't talk to little guitar solos. Then Mike Finnegan was playing. Somebody was like, don't talk to him keyboard, organ solos. So sorry about that. That was Cal David. I got some more. I'm gonna play with him. Some stuff from back. So hopefully Cal. I don't see him backstage, but I know he'll be on soon. I know Cal. He's a punctual young lad. I said a lot of people been to Costa Rica. Costa Rica is a beautiful place. I enjoyed that. And Bigness put up the one she said probably the most exotic place I ever been. Small Bar. Small Bar was pretty exotic, But I've also been down to the Amazon and spent quite a bit of time down with the guys down in Brazil, which was also pretty extremes from one end to the other. And I've been a lot of crazy places, but Small Bar is the farthest northern city you can go on the map. Matter of fact, when you get to the island of Svalbard, half the island belongs to Norway, half the island belongs to Russia. We do a season of, there's a huge festival there every year called, well, it used to be called the Dark Season Blues Festival. It's to celebrate the sun going down for 6 months. And I think it's an hour flight from there to the actual flag of the North Pole. So if you go look it up, it's called Svalbard. And if you look it up, you cannot go any further north. The map won't let you go up any further. It's at the top of the world. And they actually do a big blues festival there. The blues is loved everywhere. That's how you spell it right there. And Big Dis, how you doing, beautiful? How you doing? Good to see you. Tusen talk. That's how you spell it right there. Svalbard. Pittsburgh Dark Season Blues Festival. Remember, it's Norwegian and German and Russian. So. But Svalbard, that's pretty cool. All right. That was Cal David. Hey Ray, let me in. Where you at? I don't see you, Cal. Uh-oh. Hey Ray, let me in. I don't see you anywhere down here, Cal. Uh-oh. Let me see. Go back up to that what you call it, hit it again, Cal. Because I'm not seeing you backstage, brother. I'm waiting on you. I will definitely let you in. So refresh it. There is a shadow. Again, my question of the day is where is the most exotic place that you have ever been? And the second part is hey Julie, what is the most exotic place you want to go? But I want to know for sure, what is the most exotic place you ever been? You know, I was very shocked to find out that so few Americans had passports. And even out of that percentage that had passports, there was even such a smaller percentage that had never used it. So, I'm still not seeing you, Cal. Bunny Birkin. Hey, Bunny Birkin. That's right. I almost forgot. Let me introduce the team. Stephanie Gonzalez from Apropos Management. That's my management team. Eric Korn, 40 Below Records, is my record company, producer, and all that good stuff. Magicians Media, that's Bunny Burkett and Tristan are my media team and keep me going. Eric Sassman, aka the Wizard of Oz, there, the man behind the curtain. He take care of all the YouTube and stuff like that, and teaching me and learning me up on stuff like this. Be live. And Cal, I still don't see you backstage anywhere, so I'm getting a little worried. And that is my team. Hello, Sugar Ray. How are you, my American friend? I am fine. How you doing? Sandy Posey? What's going on? While Cal trying to figure that out, I'm going to play another one. He had it the other day. When I turned on, he was here. Doesn't matter, Pat. Oh!
Lonely feelings got me aching to the bone. Well, lonely feelings got me aching to the bone.
Hey, Eric. Eric Jackson. I'm going to send Cal Davis info to you. See if you can talk him in. Cal, if you listen, my media man is going to call you. His name is Eric Jackson. Cal David, baby. This is Cal David. Tell him it's in his text messages. It's in his text message. Jennifer, how you doing, gorgeous? That's my main man, Cal David. Bad cat, man. Love that guy, boy. He is a monster player. We try to get him set up here. He was set up before, so I don't know what happened, but and it worked, and we talked on what you call it. But we'll get him up in a moment, y'all. So where we still stuff is still coming in. Here we got some people all the way from right on, all over. We getting Cal together. So you guys keep on sending in where the places you've been. Where's this one? Okay. Jamaica. Wappen. Welcome to night party. I'm trying to see if we got some more places here. You guys don't travel that much? Let me see. Ramon, Remini, what's going on? Ramon Michelle is I call him my substitute drummer. He sits in a lot. He plays a lot of the Canadian shows with me. And I took him to Europe for three months and just kidnapped him from his old lady. It was like a 3 month tour. Actually, the tour was 4 months long if you cut the part the U.S. and Canada, and and that was, and that was crazy. Look like we got Cal David. At least, well, there he is. Look at him. Good looking young man. How you doing, Cal? You can put that phone down there. Eric Sassaman, with them all. You he's the shiznit. The shiznit. Let's bring him on, ladies and gentlemen. Without further ado, please put your hands together for my friend. I call him my friend. He probably just said, "Y'all know that young Negro," but whatever. My friend, the legendary Mr. Cal David, ladies and gentlemen. Here we go. Two,
right.
One. Cal, how you doing?
Hey there. All right. Good to see you, my friend. It's been a long time, man.
It has, brother. It's good to see you too. And I was just playing some big.
You remember
Go
when
ahead.
we first met?
You know what? The first time I met you, I don't even know if you, because I didn't come up and say anything. I was in the audience. Michael Mose brought me up. First, Michael Mose had, if you remember Michael, he played me. You played me.
all the time, man.
Oh, Mike.
I love that
Mike
guy.
helped me out so much. He played me. I have a vinyl I got for him for you, and he played me. Who's trying to call me now? Somebody from Fallbrook. Anyway, God dang it. Um, uh, hey Siri, set do not disturb. Um, what yes. So I came up to you. You own the blue guitar. You used to be on the blue guitar in Palm Springs,
Yeah,
and I came up one night
we had a
on a
wonderful
Monday.
nightclub. We had Blue Guitar in Palm Springs, and I guess it was the Urban Gypsies came to
Yeah,
set, and he brought you up, and the first thing I said was, "Hello, little fella."
yeah.
So I think every
That's
time
right.
after that, and we would run into each other, I say, "Hey, little fella, how you doing?" I never see any beats that was that big.
All I know is, I remember the first time I sat in at your gym. I was so scared because I had been, Pam and I had come a few times, and then we started coming a lot. It was just became our thing because it was just we enjoyed ourselves so much. You and Miss Lori, just saw the earth people. And I remember that the way you ran your jam, I love that because you didn't play no mess. If you couldn't play, I don't know who it was. I remember one of the first time. The first time I think was I was with Michael and the young lady that he was seeing at the time, and we were there, and you open up the jam and you're like, "This is a pro jam." This ain't no. This is a pro jam. And the guy got up and he started playing, and God bless his soul. He didn't have it all together. He started playing. And I think I think he got about a minute and a half into the song. You shut it down. I was like, all right, well, thank you very much, young man. Blah, 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 blah. I'm like, whoa! I'm afraid to get on that stage.
Well, if you can't play a shuffle, if you can't play a shuffle, don't show up for my pro jam, man.
Yeah, but the thing is, you said it was a pro jam. This was not just an open mic. This was a pro jam.
Yeah,
Matter of fact, I remember seeing some of the Tower Power horns one night at your club, and man, I loved it that club. But I also, I think I told you one time that when Michael was playing me your music, I thought you was black, and I don't mean that in the derogatory way, just the way your voice sounded. I thought
well,
like this guy black. Then I get there, I'm like that guy's not black, but that is the voice.
well, it's a compliment to me, Ray, because we're all singing the blues, and it's a black idiom, and if I sound, authentic, hey, that's what I'm trying to do. So,
Right on.
thank you, brother.
Right on. Well, you've always sounded authentic, and as I told you a long time ago, I was just playing my favorite song by you. I mean, you have many, but I love that one. And like I told you then, I said I don't understand why this song is not on the radio, why this song was not blowing up. I think I told you that then. I said this is an amazing song, "Shadow Across the Land," and you're an amazing writer, you're an amazing guitarist, you're an amazing singer. Can you? I don't want to put you on the spot. Can you just give a history of like some of the stuff you've done, just skim across the top. I mean, I know there's a lot, but
Well, where do I start? I was born. No, wait a minute. Let's see.
we got that.
My first band was called Illinois Speed Press. We were from Chicago. So a guy named Jim Gersio, who also discovered Chicago, discovered my band Illinois Speed Press and brought us out from Chicago to California. And we actually lived in a house next door to Chicago. They came out 6 months after us. Unfortunately, we didn't have a lot of luck. We were signed to Columbia, and we had 2 releases on Columbia, but they never really took hold. They never really were, they were encouraging sales. We had I think we sold 40,000 of the first one, and it was enough to get us a second LP. But anyway, from there, my partner in Illinois Speed Press was Paul Cotton, who went on to play with Poco after that. Did a lot of great stuff. After that, I decided to go solo, and I hooked up with Miss Lori. We were both living in Woodstock, New York, and we left there together, and we've been together ever since. This was in '70s, and I don't know. We moved to Atlanta for a while, and then we moved out to LA. We were in LA. We did the LA Boogie, played all those clubs, $50 a night, a man.
Yeah.
the money never came up. You know, I was played it for years, $50 a night. Anyway, we managed to do pretty well in LA and did some recording and stuff. I did a live album at a place called Le Cafe.
Yeah.
And you probably played all the same clubs I played, although you were in San Diego, right?
It went for a while, but you know, everything happened when I left San Diego. When I left Urban Gypsies and joined Kizzy's, and I left Kizzy's, and then when I moved to LA, that's when things really started to move and shake for me. Was
Yeah.
coming to LA when I started running Cozy's. Everything kind of changed there. And it's funny because all the cats I knew from Slash to Jimmy Vivino to Malabar, everybody knew who you were. You know, which was like I always felt like I was playing catch up. You know, with everything. And then like, yeah, I know Cal, and of course, you know, Chuck knew you and all that stuff. So,
Well, I have had the honor of playing with some amazing cats over the years, great musicians like you know, and run across a lot of guys. And so, you know, a lot of guys know who I am. Just the people don't know who I am.
yeah, it still astounds me. You know, this business is so weird and fickle. You know, it's like I meet people all the time that sit there and literally just blow me away, like you did from day one and have always done. And I'm just sitting like, you know, this guy. You know, this guy. I've seen him play with Mayall. I've seen him play with Chicago, Rhinestones, all these different things. Why is this guy not a household name? I don't get it. I always say that about you, and I say that about Mike Finnegan also. I just, you know, it's just weird sometimes. It's like all that talent and ability.
I've been knowing Finnegan. I met him in Wichita years ago, many years ago.
I saw that on the video that we just played.
He was on a date, the first date with the girl who's now his wife, Candy.
Oh, right on.
And,
Wow.
he took her to come and see my band in Wichita at a joint called the Hi-Ho Club. He called it an upholstered toilet. And
that sounds like Mike.
They've been together ever since, and I've been loving him ever since. After that gig, he invited us over to, he had a club there in Wichita. It was an after-hours club where you would, it was a setup club. You'd buy a setup. You'd bring your own booze, and then you'd buy a glass of ice and sit down on the table, listen to some amazing, amazing music. And I walked in that place, man, and I didn't know about Finnegan, and he was up there on stage singing some Bobby Bland tune, and I just, you know, I couldn't believe how good he was, man. And you're right, man. He's been so overlooked as far as being I mean, he's played with some. He did solos on Dave Mason record, on a Bonnie Raitt record. He's, you know, his own tune on those albums, those live albums, and he's just an amazing, one of the best singers I've ever heard. I love him. And as far as organ players, I mean, Billy Preston's gone now, so I guess Finnegan's number one. You know.
Right on. Right on. I can't argue with that. I mean, I have a great organ player in Drake and Leo, but Mike is you know, but the same thing you just said about him is the way I feel about you, about both of you. It's kind of like, you know, guitar playing, singing wise, that, you know, there's no one I know that really matches the, you know, there's a lot of guys that play guitar and also sing. You're the only singer I know that sings. I put it this way: you sing and also play the guitar. If that makes any sense, you know. And I think you know you're an amazing singer. You're an amazing guitarist, and I love all your original stuff.
I can never decide if I'm a singer first or a guitar player first. I like to think of myself as a guitar player, you know. But I've been over the years I've gotten a lot of work just as a singer, you know, like studio work and stuff, just as for singing.
Well, you got it.
I'll take it.
And now is there a story? Every time I've ever seen you, and I've only known you now like what's it been, 20 years?
Something like that,
yeah, it's been 20 years. Wow, man, that goes fast. I didn't have any gray hair, and I was 100 pounds lighter, I think. You've always played that Firebird. You want talk about that? You don't have to have that anywhere we can look at it, do you?
Yeah, this guitar right here.
There it is.
Yeah,
that's a serious piece of wood.
That's my main axe, 1964 Gibson Firebird. Ain't nothing like it, and I've, you know, it's got a lot of scratches on it and stuff.
Well, that's the good part.
Been around the world, gone again, you know, like Bo Diddley said. But it's in great repair. I've got some really cool guys that work on it for me and keep it in top-notch shape.
And now, have you had that guitar since '64?
Yeah, yeah.
Wow.
I used to play an SG, Gibson SG, and I actually broke the neck off, just like just broke the neck off in my hand. So I brought it
Wow.
to. There was I was living in Hollywood. There was a shop called Barney Kessel's Guitar World, and they had a great repair guy up there, Milt Oken, and he was going to repair it for me. But downstairs was a guitar store, and the guy said, you should try out this guitar. I said, well, I've never seen anybody play a Firebird except for Brian Jones. This is before Johnny Winter.
Okay.
Brian Jones and the Stones played a Firebird. So I said, all right, I'll give it a try. And I took it to a gig. I had a gig in Vegas, and I brought it to Las Vegas. They trusted me. And but they never saw it again. They never saw it again. I bought it for $175 for that
Oh,
guitar.
that '64 Firebird, you got it for
Yeah.
$175.
Yes, I did. And now it's worth a lot of money.
Yeah, it is. And it's funny thing is that you're one of the few guitarists I know that never got rid of it. I mean, so you fell in love with it. And you actually, because every time I've ever seen you, whether it be on video or live, you playing that Firebird, and I love that sound. And to me, that sound is Cal David.
I don't know if you noticed, I got 3 of them. This is my main one.
Oh, I didn't know that.
The Sunburst one. But I've got a white one, which is sitting over in a case over here that I take on the road. I've decided not to take this. I'll take it to a gig I drive to, but I ain't going to take it to a gig I fly to anymore because the airlines.
Yeah, well, they got horrible.
So I have the white one that, if it could break, any guitar can be repaired, but, I don't take a chance with my main axe anymore. And I have a red one that lives in Connecticut. So when I go back east, I pick that up and tour back east with the red one. So I've got
That's smart.
So that's cool.
I mean, that way you don't have to fly with it. I mean, because the Firebird got some weight on it. I mean, what's the weight on that thing?
Oh, I don't know. It ain't that heavy. It balances really well. It hangs on my body really well. So I don't know. It's probably 8 pounds, something like that.
Oh, that's it?
I think so.
I mean, but that's a solid piece of wood.
Yes, it is, and it's one piece of wood from the top to the bottom. That was an innovative design when they decided to come up with the Firebird. They made a piece of wood from the tip of the thing to the other end. It's one piece of wood, and then they put the wings on. So
wow,
that's a unique design. That and the unique pickups that were designed for that guitar specifically, and the tuners. It's got banjo tuners on it, which gives me I think it's like 12-to-1 ratio, something like. It's really easy to get in tune, and it stays in tune really well, even with the wang bar going. So
yeah,
it's a great instrument, and those 3 unique features make it very special to me.
right on. I think there was somebody who else used to play a Firebird.
Who else played?
Well, no, Albert played the split, but somebody I know, old school big used to play a Firebird. It seemed like to me, I remember seeing it. But
the guys from what was that band from Florida? Some of them died in a plane crash a few years ago. Well, I don't.
The Allman Brothers.
No, another Southern rock band.
Okay.
I can't remember the name of them right now. I should write these things down.
Yeah, I know the feeling. It's like I forget stuff and somebody takes me something like, oh yeah, wow. Like I can remember that. How many albums do you have, Cal? How many solo albums have you put out? Can you count them?
I think together with my Illinois Speed Press album, I had 2 of those, 3 Rhinestones albums, and then various Cal David and Laurie Bono albums. I think I got 14. But, they're pretty obscure and nobody can find them. And so I see some of them selling on eBay for ridiculous amounts of money. If anybody wants, Contact
Cal,
me.
you know,
I'll send him a download. You know.
well, we're gonna put all that info up. Matter of fact, I wanna make sure I get your Jennifer from London said it was Leonard Skinner.
Thank you. That's who it was. Leonard Skinner, and those guys played Firebirds.
Joe Resnick said, when I saw you in Buffalo, you said it's worth more than the club.
You know, when I was still traveling with that guitar, I would play places, and I was really convinced that it was worth more than the place I was playing, because it's a treasure. You know, that's a very. I have a '64 Firebird that I got new. Well, yeah, mine was almost new. I think I got it in '66 or something. It was a lot shinier than it is now, I'll tell you.
Yeah, but now it's worth so much just because the history behind it. Now, when you played with the Rhinestones, I'm assuming were you playing with the same? You use that same guitar?
Yes, I was.
I'm sorry, I'm looking. You see me looking up here. I got you on. I got a big 80-inch screen. I got you on, so that's why you see on the side of my face. I can't get to look at the computer. Sometimes I'm looking at the big screen. So, you might talk. You might talking about the Rhinestones, Cam? How did all that come about? What if you don't
Yeah,
mind?
the Rhinestones was a band that I put together with Harvey Brooks. Harvey, the wonderful bass player who played with Bob Dylan, and he played with Miles Davis, and he played with, oh man, I read his book recently. In fact, I reread it. I read it twice. It's an amazing story of his career, and he's played with everybody, man. I mean, he was a bass player, a producer, a writer, and we put together a band, and with the unlikely name of the Fabulous Rhinestones. Of course, there's nothing fabulous about Rhinestones. And we were a cult band, kind of like Illinois Speed Press before it. It was those that knew about it loved it, and the records were hits in certain states. Back when you could have a regional hit, we
Yeah.
had a song called "What a Wonderful Thing We Have," and that song was on the radio a lot of places. So, oh, don't call me when I'm on the radio. Oh,
It always happens. That's why I put mine on Do Not Disturb.
I have to talk to you later because I'm on TV with my man Ray. Okay? I'll call you back in less than an hour. Thank you.
Hey, Larry.
Oh boy.
Right on. Now, are you still in Palm Springs, Cal?
Oh yeah.
Okay. All right. I didn't know. I mean, I know you played in the area still off and on, but I didn't know if you were still living out that way.
No, I'm still living in the desert, and it's wonderful. And oh, by the way, Miss Lori says hey, and she sends
Oh,
her love and regards. And going through this crazy time we're in, I mean, if it wasn't for Lori and my 3 crazy dogs, I don't know what I would have done during this time. And she's keeping me well fed and keeping me laughing and stuff. She's fabulous. And the dogs, of course, are like clowns. Yeah.
well, it's hard to me say even to just say Cal David. I always say Cal David and Miss Lori. I mean, it's been that way since I met you, and and I hold you in the utmost regard and respect, not just as a talent, but just as a man and woman and just people. Like you've always been a class act from when I know you, and
Yeah.
I always tell people. Somebody was like, "How do you know all these people?" I said, "I've just been lucky." I said, I've been lucky in this business because there's some, as you learn, there's some real snakes and dragons out there. But when you come up on the musician side, you meet the real people, and that kind of offset the snakes and dragons. So I've been very lucky to meet unbelievable talented and real people like you. And the Palace Rhinestone, that was a hell of a band, man. I mean, you guys kick butt. I had to go rediscover it. I met you at the club first, and then or then I started discovering. I just like I just can't believe it. Again, I still don't believe how you're not as big as any rock guitarist out there. I mean, all of us that know you, we know. So, but that's why I wanted to have you on this show because I'm like, man, people need to go and discover. And a lot of the problem is people just live in their little bubbles. So one of the reasons I started this was so that I wouldn't go stir crazy sitting in the house for a guy that used to tour 10 months out of the year. But then once I really got into it, it's been cathartic for my soul as well as a bunch of other people. And then I've been having this platform. I get to introduce people that love me and know all this stuff, that people that they don't know or they think they know, and that's why the Sugar Shack has been such a cool thing for me. So
great. I watch you. I like to watch you.
Well, I'm glad you're here. So I have been wanting to have you for a guest. So I'm glad you're here. I wanted to pull up another video of you, but I did not download that, and I'm gonna have to try to do that now while we're talking. But let's talk a little bit more. So I know that you played with Chicago also a little bit, and
I have to correct you
know,
on that one. I have to correct you.
Okay.
I never actually was a member of that band.
Okay.
I never was. We lived next door to him. You know, when if you read Danny Serafin's book, he talks about the fact that they were in their house practicing, and right next door, we lived next door. It was the Chicago house and the Illinois Speed Press house next door. And he said, yeah, we were busy writing music, and the Illinois Speed Press house, girls were walking in and out all the time. So
Yeah.
that might have been part of the problem. I don't know.
Well, you know, I guess to say that there's worse problems to have, I guess, especially when you're young like that.
Yeah, well, those were the days. That's when I was in my 20s, you know, way back. So
Where did that just go? I was just about to play this video of you.
some
There we go. I'm not. No. I should play some Rhinestones. I'll probably do that later. I just been playing stuff of you that I really like. So, and different times I've gotten to see you live. So I'm
I lost you, Ray. There you are.
I'm still here. I'm just pulling myself off the screen and got you on the screen. So
Okay.
you know,
That video was, we did that in Germany. That was a great video. That was a lot of fun.
All right, we're going to get some blues for you. Is that all right? Yeah. One I wrote some time back. It appears on this record. And this one is all about a bad dream I had one time. It's called The Visit. It goes like this. But it was really getting closer to 4. Yeah. Well, I laid my head down easy. Somebody knocked at my door. at the foot of my bed, and I fell out, oh, on the floor. Well, the skin was the color of fire. He had a voice like a lion's roar. Oh, yeah. He said, you'll never see your baby again, 'cause you ain't going home anymore. Oh, Lord have mercy. Well, your telephone call saved me, baby. I was awakened by the bell, and it ain't the first time, pretty babe, that you saved this man from hell. All right.
See, y'all, that's what the hell I'm talking about right there. See, that's what I'm talking about. I wish more guitarists sometimes would learn how to play with the band. Nothing wrong with their great solos, but as I become more and more into this music, I love when I find guitarists who understand, and I think that's because you're a singer, Cal. They understand, like, I can stand out, but I'm also part of the band. And that sound, for the first time I saw you, I think I remember, like, where's the bass player? I had been out of music for so long, and I had never seen anybody using the B3 also with the bass. And that time, I think you when I first saw you had Tony Padler, and then I can't remember the drummer's name uh, at that time, but the sound, and you guys did a version that night. The first night I met you of Curtis Mayfield. I call it Curtis Mayfield, Gypsy Woman, and that and Shadow Across the Land just blew my brains out. And I've been bragging about you. It's funny because when I was talking to Al Cooper way back when he gave me those songs for my first album, he bragged about you. He knew you, and he was like, and I was just like, how is this guy not like on MTV and all these other crazy? It's amazing, man. That was a beautiful song and beautiful play, and look like, was that a European band that you picked up?
Over in Germany,
Yeah.
my guys from the East Coast.
Oh, right on, right on. Because I said they seem like they really knew their stuff, so that was really cool.
Yeah.
I see you picked up the Firebird there. You was playing along a little bit. You mind if we hear a little something, or you just feel comfortable holding it?
I just feel comfortable holding it.
All right, that's all good. Yeah, it's so simple, so easy, smooth as butt naked molasses, man. I like that, baby. You the bad man, Captain.
You've been playing with some great cats. You play with a guy, Gino Matteo.
Yeah, Gino's in the band or was in the band. He's a monster. He is. I have to rein him in every once in a while. He's still young and flying for the rails. I have to tell him that's not what it's always all about. The young guys always want to go fast and loud, and I say young guys like I'm old, but I always tell them about the song lies in the melody. Learn to play around the melody, not just trying to solo over the melody. Learn to make the melody feel like you're massaging a big booty woman. I mean, if you can get that, then the rest will fall into place. So
amen.
That's my thought. Yeah. And you should give a clinic on that. Somebody wanted to know if you still had the club in Palm Springs. Miss Diane.
No, Miss Lori and I had to sell that club back in I don't know. We had it about 7.5 years, and we sold it. Western Canada. We'll be there. We play a place up there called Blue Frog, which is just outside of Vancouver. A place called White Rock.
White Rock.
Yeah.
I don't know that one.
That place?
No, usually when I'm in Canada, I've been really lucky. That for me, it's always just been festivals or concerts. I mean, I've been there going there quite a bit of late from coast to coast. And we had the one set up to play Nanaimo, the Nanaimo Festival up in Vancouver, right, which would have been the first time I've been in that area. And but yeah, we do stuff around Calgary and all that. And
we do. We'll go up and we'll play the Mount Baker Rhythm and Blues Festival in Bellingham, Washington, and then we'll go up and we'll play Blue Frog, which is a recording studio up there. They do concerts on the weekends. And then last year, I guess it was last year, we played the Calgary Festival. But we're going to try to hook up more festivals whenever the road opens up.
And that's what people think. The booking agency has a bunch of stuff for me right now in July in Europe. That's cool that they've got all this. But it all depends on how they, Biden and those guys roll out the vaccine, and if we can get these numbers down, because
really,
as much as I want to play and want to get everybody out, and it's got to be safe, man. With Pam having gone through the cancer and me being an old Negro, brothers dropping like flies on this thing. I just, I've been trying to be careful and staying home, and this is my way of keeping myself sane and getting to talk to friends I haven't seen in a while, and so it's crazy. Hey, today my guest is the legendary Mr. Cal David, ladies and gentlemen. Cal, I don't know if you see it, but there's a whole lot of questions to the right of you there. I don't know if you guys got a question for Cal. The question of the day, Cal, was what's the most exotic place you've ever been, or what's the most exotic place you want to go to? What's the most exotic? You've traveled a lot. What's the most exotic place you ever been?
Oh man, Lori and I have been talking a lot about Paris. We just loved it there. Maybe we'll live there one of these days. I don't know. It's just a beautiful and exotic place, you know.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Exotic? There's a lot.
Yeah, there is a lot. It's funny you say that because Pam and I have thought, for the last 15 years, I spend 2 to 4 months every year in France. And, we have good friends of ours live outside of Bordeaux, or like family, like brothers to me, Fabio Esqueda and his wife. And we've been kicking that around. We've kicked that around for a while. We've thought about like moving to the south of France. I don't like the big cities. I hate big cities. That's why I hate being in LA. Well, that's why when Pam was in LA, I stay at my house here in Arizona. Big cities are cool for me to go in. I like to go in and make my Z and get out. But I like places like Bordeaux. Bordeaux to me is great because it's not tiny. It's about 500,000 people. You can still get around, and you get to see a whole different side of France. But Paris is really cool. I play there a lot. I've been there probably like 15 times, and I like Paris. There's always something new to see. It's just too many dang people for me though.
A lot of people. But, you just walk outside and you're looking at just fabulous
Culture.
buildings that are works of art, and just there's so much to see in Paris. I mean, I was going to a meeting one time and I got lost because I was just looking around. It was so cool, and I was about an hour late for my meeting, but I really nice walk. So
Right on.
yeah.
You can't get that very. So, do you have any new albums out right now? Are you working on anything new, or what's the state of
Well,
Cal right now?
the latest one was called Paragon. We recorded that in Germany. We did 2 albums in Germany. The first one was called Living the Dream, and then the following year we went back and recorded the Paragon record with the same cast. I mean, it was just an amazing group of German musicians. But we brought our drummer. We brought Mike, the guy that you heard on that, The Visit.
Yeah, a great drummer too.
Great. You just don't want to take a chance with a drummer,
Yeah, believe me, I know. Lavelle Jones is my drummer. He crazy in a lot of ways, but when it comes to drums, that boy, and then Ramon has backed me up. So I have 2 drummers but Lavelle is my drummer. Has been with me for 8-9 years now, and for my style of play, he's the engine. I hate having to travel and not having.
Yeah.
Other drummers are proficient, but they don't have that. It's funny because when you're a lead singer, I don't know, it's weird. People think of the keyboards and all this other stuff, but it really is to me that drum. It sets everything up. It's the attack or the not attack. Yeah. I was talking to James Gatson. I was telling people that when I moved to LA, I was lucky with Cozy that my first band was the Invitation All Stars, and I didn't know who Mr. Gatson was, and it was James Gatson and Gerald Johnson on bass in that band. A guy named Adam Stark, who's now like a VP of Pixar. And actually, I'm gonna put this up. Eric just put this up. Let me put that up. You guys want to pick up that album? Here is the Amazon for that, Paragon with Laura Bono and Cal David. There you go, right there. You can go pick that up. Please do support live music, support live musicians. Thank you, Eric, for putting that up. I appreciate it. We're gonna leave that up for a minute. Yeah, man, it's just crazy. But you are a unique power trio because, like I said, I see you guitar, B3, and drums, and that's a whole different power trio sound to me
But that's
because it's melodic.
That's a standard. The organ trio is where I live, man. I mean, I love playing with a large band with horns and all that stuff, but basically, the organ trio setup is what I really love, and I've been able to find some great organ players that can cut the bass and play. It's like playing 2 things at the same time.
It is.
You got to be able to, set the bass and then forget you're playing the bass and then play the right hand. So
Which is amazing. I couldn't either. I mean, that's that number
exactly.
there. I know Rick Estrin, my buddy Rick Estrin, his band, they do that. The keyboard player is also the bass player, and you have Kid Anderson, Kid, and then the drummer Rick, and then normally the keyboard player is the bass player, and that sound is amazing. It's
Very
I know
there's something about a Hammond B3, man. It's nothing like it.
well, I grew up in the church. So the funny thing is, that's the way we grew up. I mean, we grew up where when I grew up, it was like we didn't have guitar, but we always had somebody to play, picking around on the piano. You always had the B3 player and a drummer, and then the choir, and that's what we used. That was the sound that we had. I mean that. Well, you know, if you get a really good B3 player, it's like having a orchestra behind you.
It was like when we first met, I was playing with Tony Padler. That guy is a monster.
Yeah,
He's
yeah,
really a great player.
yeah. He was playing. He played with me for a minute, and I had him, and Vino Bennett on drums.
Can't go
Johnny,
wrong.
Johnny Griperic was playing bass, and then my whole band got stole. Dave Mason stole my whole band, so you know I gave him a hard time. I gave him a hard time about that. I ain't gonna steal a brother's band, but you know how it goes in this business. You have more money than I can pay, and I can't knock those guys. I'm like, hey man, you know, he's putting guys on retainers still. I'm like, go do your thing.
I did a few shows with Mason. In fact, we had an amazing jam one time. I mean, I felt the whole venue lift off the ground. But he's a great guitar player. But I went down there. Tony Padler was in the band, and Alvino was playing drums. And Laurie and I just showed up and played with those two guys. And
Right on.
right after that, he fired Gerald Johnson. He said, I guess I don't need a bass player anymore. He saved himself a hotel room and an airfare by just using Tony. I hope
Okay,
I paying Tony a little extra for kicking bass. You know?
that's right. He did get rid of Gerald. I think Gerald is up in Oregon or Washington area somewhere right now, if I'm not mistaken. Well, you know, it happens that way. Well, you know, you helped me out in ways you don't even know. I don't even know if you remember this. Remember one night in LA, we were in Tarzana, that little place, the Maui Sugar Mill, and it was you and Jimmy Vivino and Mayall was there. Matter of fact, because I didn't know who Mayall was. He was playing harp that night.
Yeah.
And you and I were talking outside, and Mel came up, gave me his card, and like, you know, you're pretty good, mate, and blah blah blah. And I was like, who was that? And you told me like, oh, that's John Mel. I'm like, oh, okay, you know. But that night, Cal, whether you know this or not, and I'm gonna tell you now, you will know. That night, the next morning, Randy Sharkoff called me. He was in the audience that night.
Yeah.
And the next morning, he called me, and 2 days later, I was with the Managed Boys in Honduras, Spain, playing in front of 90,000 people. So I got the gig because you guys had me sit in that night. That's how I wound up. He had seen me years before at the IBC, but I guess it's kind of like out of sight, out of mind. And he was there that night that I got up and played with you and Jimmy Vivino, and I got the call the next day. You Jimmy Vivino Mayall. I got the call the next day after that. So you again helped my career just like you did back when you had the blue guitar. So thank you.
Man, I'm glad, man. Randy was great. Randy was a great cat, man. Great player.
Randy was good. He was different. You just had to watch him.
Yeah.
But he beyond all the other crap, Randy loved the blues, and he did a lot for West Coast blues.
He sure
So
did.
there's a lot of guys that would not have albums out if it wasn't for Randy Sharkoff.
Randy brought me a lot of talent at the club at Blue Guitar.
I didn't know that.
He brought me King Ernest.
Yeah.
And he brought me Johnny Dyer and Finest Tasby.
Oh, Finest, man.
Some great cats, I mean, you know. And then some more obscure guys. Did you know Guitar Red?
I did not. I've heard that name, but never met him, never got to see it. No.
No, he's gone now. He showed up at the club. He had this Flying V guitar, and he took it. He had it in a 335 case, and he took it out, and one of the V's was cut off. And I said, Red, why'd you cut that guitar? He said, well, it wouldn't fit in the case.
Are you serious?
He had a 335 case, and it wouldn't fit in there, so he cut off. Instead of going to find a case that would take care of his guitar, you know,
he cut it.
He cut the guitar. He sawed it.
You know,
sawed one of the wings off.
Wow. You know, there's some characters in this. There are some there's some serious characters. There's some serious characters.
That's the blues.
It is the blues, and that's the fun part. You know, the guy saw it. Good Lord, I can't. You know, yeah. I've seen some wild stuff. I was there tonight and Sean Pittman, uh, $10,000, $12,000 guitar. I can't remember what it was, but it was like a $10,000, $12,000 car. He was playing with the managed boy, and he couldn't get his solo right or something. I thought it sounded great, but for him, he was just like it didn't sound good. And he's like, I'm tired of this damn guitar. Who wants this guitar? We in front of thousands of people. Somebody like, yeah. So he literally gave this guy this $10,000 guitar. Just gave it to him and walked away. The kid Ramos jumped off the stage, ran through the crowd, and pushed people around and grabbed it and took it back. But I was just sitting there like, what the heck? I mean, this wasn't some knockoff. This was it's like you couldn't even get this guitar again. It's like, but he was so upset that he couldn't get the solo that I guess he was hearing in his head, and he gave the guitar away on the stage.
Crazy thing, crazy man.
That is some wild.
I felt like I wanted to do that a couple times. Like,
I guess I got all these guitars, but I can't see that, huh? You try to give that away, something you can probably start a riot.
I thought about it, but I wasn't gonna give it away.
What made you think about it, Cal? Can we go in there? That's too dark.
Just having a bad night, trying to play stuff, and it just most of the time I can play what I want to play. I hear it in my head, and I can get it out on the guitar. But some nights it just don't go, and I'll play 99 gigs to get to that 100th perfect gig. All the gigs ain't that easy, but mostly it is. I love playing.
Yeah, well, y'all always have that. As a vocalist, I've when the I won't mention name, but one of the booking agencies I had used to do this thing where they'd have me playing 10 days in a row, or I think one of the runs we did 24 shows in 14 states in 27 days. And I told somebody, I said, man, I can't. I said I'm not old, I'm middle aged. I said, but I'm a vocalist. It's like once it's gone, it's gone. It's like that's just too much. How many people can sing 24 days in a row, and then I feel I'm cheaping the audience because then I'm like, well, my voice I'm at like 20% maybe, So and then you guys out here and it's like people are like, man, you sounded great, and I'm in my head, I'm just like, well, you didn't really get to hear me. You got to hear me after I've been singing 12 days in a row or something. It's like. And then now with YouTube, it's out there. You can't. There's nothing I can do about it. It's like, I click on some of these videos. It got 30,000 views or something. I'm just like, man, I'd like to just really delete this video. This is not the best life.
People be putting up. You don't have any control over the sound.
No.
Maybe there's no bass on the video at all.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, man, that sounds terrible. There's so many other. Well, happens all the time.
It does. But it is frustrating, And I never stop people from videotaping because people they that's part of their experience. But it's like I get those ones where there's so much bass because you're at a big giant venue, and they got the giant subs and they need the subs, and all you just hear is just every time the drums in, I'm just like really you didn't look at this before, and then you're like, oh no, they loaded that live while you were playing, it's like. Oh man, that was just like, that was a horrible it was a horrible concert. Have you Laura Hall, have you ever played the Walla Walla Festival? The Walla Walla Guitar Festival?
No.
Man, you should go up there and play that.
That in Washington State?
Walla Walla, Washington, up in Washington State. It's a great little festival.
We played at Bellingham one, the Mount Baker Festival. It's a 3-day festival. And he likes guitar players. He had Don't call me. I don't even think that's anybody I know.
Quite a lot. I get all these weird calls now. I try to keep my, with the media team, they try to keep my number off the airways now. But it's out there from years before, and it's the same number I've had for 20 some odd years. So it's like people find it and they look you up.
I don't know how they find my cell phone, but I've been getting some strange calls on my cell phone. So there's a guy, Joel Resnick, was just on here. He said it's hard to find a gig bag for a Firebird. And I would say, when I was traveling with a gig bag, I had a leather gig bag that was made for a Fender bass, and that fit this guitar good. But the zipper's broken now. It's, I used it. I used it up. I used it. I used it up. I'm using a SKB or
Yeah.
SKB made for Firebirds now.
Oh, they actually make one for Firebirds now.
Yeah.
Right on.
So
Right on.
that's what I
That's
use.
that,
It's pretty
that that's
lightweight. It's fiberglass, so it's pretty lightweight. I think it's
yeah. The SKB's come a long way. I remember when they kind of first started out. I had a few SKB like when I had my sound company. I had a lot of that gear in those SKB cases, and I loved it because that fiberglass was rugged, but it was lightweight, and
Yeah.
it did a good job.
I actually have all three of my Firebirds in those cases. They're good.
Okay.
They're good.
Now, I don't know if you want to give this out. What do you use for as gear? Like, when you're playing, not so much studio, but like live and touring. I don't know if people keep that secret. I'm not going to ask you about your settings or anything, but what's your favorite gear?
Well, I have a two rock amp that I'm really loving. Two rock kind of sounds like, I get a good sound on it. I had a good sound on my, for years, I used oh, my brains. I sold that amp because it was too heavy.
Oh, okay.
A Mesa Maverick, and it weighed like 50 pounds. And, I got to the point where, it's a lot of weight. So I bought I bought this great amp called Two Rock, and it's a top and a speaker. And if I carry them separately, I can lift them. So that's,
Okay.
but unfortunately, you can almost never take amps on the road. I mean, we don't travel we travel by plane. I don't travel in
Yeah.
a truck or anything anymore. So I always ask for a Fender amp, a tube amp, usually one that's got a master volume on it. And I don't use any distortion pedals or anything. So I like to get the amp where if I turn my guitar up to 7, it's pretty clean. And then if I go from 7 to 10, I get distortion. So it's like my
Okay.
volume control is my distortion control. I guess that's my secret that I didn't.
Well, the sound is in your fingers, not in a bunch of pedals and stuff. See,
Yeah.
that's what I like.
I don't want to rely on a pedal. Did Cal play with John? Oh, Mayall. Yeah. Yeah, I did.
Were you part of that band, or y'all just sitting in and playing together?
I was in the band when Coco Montoya was in the band.
Okay.
I met John. I think I met him at the Bottom Line in New York. The Rhinestones opened for him.
Okay.
Oh no, we did a benefit together, and he said to me, "If I ever lose Mick Taylor, I'm going to get you in my band." And I said, "Cool." I wasn't sitting by the phone waiting, but pretty cool feather in my cap. Anyway, he did call me, and he hired Coco Montoya and me to
Right on.
do that gig. And I loved Coco, man. I mean, he was Albert Collins' drummer, and then
I knew he was a drummer, but I didn't know he was Albert Collins' drummer.
he used to sit on a bed in a hotel room with Collins and say, "You show me something." And he wanted to get in the front line. He didn't want to be in the back anymore. And even though he's left-handed, he managed to figure out a way to play that thing, and boy, does he play it now.
Yeah.
Coco's great, man. So
Yeah, Coco. Matter of fact, I need to get Coco. I need to get Coco on the show. That's true.
yeah,
Bad cat.
we had some really good guitar battles on the road, playing back and forth to each other, and yeah, he's great, man. I love Coco.
What style and what size strings do you use? Because that Firebird is a monster.
I've had an endorsement with GHS for, I don't know, 12 years, long time with GHS, and they make a great string. I use 10 to 46, the regular 10s, regular
Yeah.
set, and I change them often because I
Oh,
have
okay. Yeah, yeah. Nothing wrong with that.
I probably change them more than most guys do, but I don't like to break strings. If I don't change my strings, like I'll do 3 or 4 concerts and I'll break a string, and I hate that, to have a string break in the middle of a show, and you gotta, either have a spare guitar or, take a break.
Yeah.
So I change them like every other show, or maybe every third one.
I want to say that in the 20 some odd years that I've known you, I've never seen you break a string. And I've seen you at a bunch of different shows, but I've never seen you break a string.
It's happened, but that's one way to make it not happen is change them often. So I do.
Now, what is your I don't have it here, but I wanted to put your website up.
Very simply, it's caldavid.com, Cal with a K, KALDavid.com. And right now it's under construction, so you can't really order anything off the site, but you can look at the different merchandise, and then it says on there to send me an email. And just send me an email if you want to order something, and they'll have it up pretty soon. I mean, what happened was it was constructed with Flash. My
I
old,
have no idea. Eric Tessman knows all that stuff. Thank God I have him, the Wizard of Oz back there.
well,
But
what happened with Flash was it's Flash is dead.
okay, the company
So
went down.
as of the end of last year, Flash is not happening. So we needed to change my whole site and get it. So first of all, Flash wouldn't work with iPhones or iPads. And half the people are looking at my stuff on the phone.
Yeah,
And if
that's where it goes now.
yeah, so if the site doesn't work on the phone, it's no good to me. So you can look at all of my different CDs, and some information is on there. But we'll have a new site very soon. But caldavid.com is where to look at it, and then you can send me an email. The email's on there, and if you want to order something.
Right on. CalDavid.com. There it is, ladies and gentlemen. Eric, the Wizard of Oz, has already got it up there for me. And you guys check out Cal. My guest today has been Cal David. I love the man. One of the best singers I know. One of the best guitar players I know. Every time I've known him, he's always had himself surrounded by a great band, and really, really melodic. Just amazing player, salt of the earth, and one of those people that you guys should know.
I
Cal David.
I feel the same way about you, Sugar Ray.
Ah, I'm trying to grow up and be just like y'all, man. I'm doing my best. I'm trying to hold the line. I'm trying to be me, but I'm trying to hold the line. I've been very blessed with cats like you, and God bless his soul. He's gone now. He lived life his way. He ended life his way. Tim Bogert, I love Tim. Tim was
Oh
bait.
yeah,
I don't know if did you ever play with Tim?
I have. I can't remember where, but I know that we did something somewhere. Might have been the China Club. I don't know, because
Yeah, the Tim was around.
I had a band that used to play Monday nights at the China Club. 14-piece
All right.
band I had down there. I had 5 horns, full rhythm percussion, and it was great. We had
14 piece.
huh?
You said a 14-piece band?
Yeah, I had 5 horns.
Oh,
Usually
yeah.
it was the guys from Tower or the guys from Jack Mack, or just great horn players, great musicians always up there, and had some great experiences at the China Club. I had. Are we done? Want a little story about the China Club?
No, take your time, man. We have no limit. I don't want to hold you all day, but we have you here. The guests are still here. You talk. You do your thing.
Just one more thing. I was playing every week, every Monday at the China Club, and we had a lot of guests. I mean, we had Stevie Wonder and a lot of people came up there. So, anyway, I knew that Paul Young was coming. He was going to do "Every Time You Go Away."
Yeah.
I brought my Coral electric sitar, If you're familiar with
Okay.
that, it's
Yeah.
all that record. Sitar. Anyway, so that night, Redbone showed up. Remember that band? They were all American.
Yeah.
What do you call them? Not Indians. That's not political.
No, they were Native American.
Native American. So anyway, they showed up and they did that song, "Come and Get Your Love."
Yeah.
Sitar that was on the stage and went ding 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 ding, and they looked around. What did they had no idea that instrument was going to be on the stage because it was on their record. So that was pretty cool. We had Stevie Wonder come there, and first of all, he played every instrument. He started off on the drums, and he went to the piano, and then, but he was up there. Miss Laurie had her girl group, which was called the Brunettes.
Okay.
Two other girls, and Stevie comes up, and he grabs Laurie's arm, and he's holding her, and they're singing "Signed, Sealed, Delivered," and she says, "I can't believe Stevie Wonder is holding on to me," and we're singing this song. He's one of her, of course, idols.
Yeah.
Anyway, a lot of stuff went on at the China Club.
Yeah, it sounded like that. That was kind of like my life at Cozy's. That's what happened with me at Cozy's. Slash, and like I said, Bill Chaplin, and
Yeah.
my God, I mean, I wound up meeting Hubert Sumlin. Jimmy V brought in Hubert Sumlin that night. Got to meet him, play with him. Honey Boy Edwards came in, got to meet and play with him. Like I said, Al Cooper and all these guys. I mean, LA is weird, And I always tell people like, man, I want to go to LA. I'm like, listen, as a musician, to make it in LA is hard because you got to figure out where you fit in, and people got to like you so that they don't try to pull a rug from under you when you going for a gig. I said, I was very lucky when I got to LA. I mean, people seem to the powers that be seem to dig me, and it was amazing. I mean, everything kind of spun from there to where I am now, as where I'm trying to go. It's been lucky, but you were a foundation of that. But when I came over to the blues, so matter of fact, I think after I saw you at the Blue Guitar, it was probably 3 months after that I went to Unkizzy Boys and went straight blues instead of the soul funk thing.
You were R&B and funk at the time.
Yeah.
And then you're the blues man.
Well, I was always a blues man, old gospel man. But I just got back into music.
Yeah. Well, man. You the
Well, Cal, you're right now. You the bomb. That's why I'm asking. That's why I asked you to be here. So thank you very, very much, Cal. Before we go, if you don't mind, just let's play us a little something. Y'all want to hear Cal play a little something? We gonna put him on the spot. It don't matter what you play to be good.
Let's see. What can I play?
Yeah. Right on, my
a little something.
Ladies and gentlemen, my guest today has been the legendary Mr. Cal David. Cal, from the bottom of my heart, thank you for taking the time out your busy schedule to talk to an old man. I really appreciate it. I love you. I respect you. Keep on keeping on, and hopefully one of these chances we get to share the stage together. That'd be a bookend for me. That'd be really cool.
Great. That would be great. When all this stuff is over, man, let's try to plan that. All right.
Yeah, let's do that. I'm down with that. I am down with that. Let's do that. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Cal David, please tell Miss Lori the Pam and I send our love. She's in there sleep. Like I said, I didn't get back to 5:30 this morning, and I drove, after I did the acting thing yesterday, I drove directly to LA, picked her up, turned around, drove right back, and we're here today on the Sugar Shack with the Cal David, ladies and gentlemen. And I want to put up, Eric, can you send that back? Here we go. I'm gonna put his website up one more time. You guys go buy some great music. Trust me, I give you my word that you will not be disappointed. I've never been great singer, unbelievable guitarist, great bands, and just a good person. So, Cal David, Cal, any last words before we go?
It's been great, Ray. I appreciate it. Thanks for the break. Appreciate it, man.
No, thank you, brother. Hey, y'all, I'm Sugar Ray Raper. This is live at the Sugar Shack every Tuesday, noon to 1. Join me next week where my guest will be Miss Joanne Connor. She's a cool young lady. We met a few times, and the week after that we have Larry Fulcher, and then we have Mike Finnegan. But next week is be Miss Joanne Connor. I'm Sugar Ray, and as always, ladies and gentlemen, as I leave you, I want to say, please, for God's sakes, be good to one another. Life is just too short. All right, y'all. Peace. Live long and prosper. Cal, thank you, brother. Love you. And I'll talk to you later.
Thanks, Ray.
Thank you. Right on, ladies and gentlemen. That was Cal David. All right. And we are going to leave you. And I'm going to find this real fast. What I want to find is, let me see. I want to find Cal doing something else. I want to do something with Cal and Miss Lori. Let's see if we can get this up. Let's see. I hope you guys enjoyed the show today. Again, my question of the day was, what is the most exciting place you have ever been? And where is the most exciting place you ever wanted to go? Can you dig that? We're going to do this like this here. I'm going to do that there. And we're going to leave where we came in with Cal Day. This is Cal Day, Miss Lori Bono. You guys check this out.
What song? Oh, okay. Well, I'll finish it. We wrote this song because of all the craziness in the world. We thought, time to write something positive, right? And lift everybody up instead of bringing them down. So this is our song, our tribute, and you can sing along at the end if you like. We'll show you where. And sing out.
We're all looking for a change, and that change is overdue. And did you get the message that it all begins with you? Say yeah. Say yeah. Now you've been told, forget your goals, accept reality. And if you have a vision of what this world can be, say yeah. Say yeah. If you're dreaming of a better day and you know that day will come, say yeah. Say yeah. Now wrong is wrong and right is right. There's not much in between. Treat all those around you with love and dignity. If something happens to one of us, it happens to us all. The only way to save the day is to stand up tall and say yeah. Say yeah.
Thank you, Gary Wright.
If you're dreaming of a better day and you know that day will come, say yeah. Say yeah. much in between. Treat all those around you with love and dignity. If something happens to one of us, it happens to us all. The only way to save the day is to stand up tall and say yeah. Say yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Cal, beautiful song, man. Beautiful sentiment.
If you're dreaming of a better day and you know that day will come, say yeah.
Good evening, y'all. We'll see you next time.
Say yeah.